Should I go back to a job that made me miserable for more money? I left a job that was making me miserable back in May for a much lower stress job and about 10% more money. Point. Now my previous employer wants me back and is offering 50% more than I'm making now, as well as better benefits and a significant title title bump. From talking to friends at my previous employer, it sounds like not much has changed changed. Is it worth going back to stress for a fairly life altering amount of money? All about that money? They're all about that money. Congratulations. You've accomplished a Herculean feat. 2 points. In the middle of a global pandemic that has wreaked wreaked havoc on everyone's corporeal form and emotional state, you found a new job and you successfully got out of a situation that was clearly making you feel terrible. Point. And you manage to secure yourself a nice little salary bump. Take these flowers, put them in a nice vase, and then take a deep breath before considering this conundrum, which is nothing more than an entreaty from a desperate lover who's realized realized that they made a huge mistake and would do just about anything to get you back. Point. Unlike romantic love, money is necessary to survive, and if I may take this janky metaphor and stretch it to its breaking point, the love being offered by your garbage ex open parenthesis your old job close parenthesis might sound great, but it's worth thinking about what's really on offer. Point. Your original query rightfully notes that a 50% increase in your current salary would be life altering. Sure, the difference between say $90,000 and $135,000 significant and would allow for more financial freedom, but without knowing the specifics of your particular situation. But without knowing the specifics of your particular situation, it's hard to give a definitive answer about whether or not this jump in salary would actually be worth it. Point. In short, 2 points. I don't know your life, but I do know that being abjectly miserable miserable at work is not worth any amount of money because your well-being and your mental state are inherently much more valuable than whatever salary increase your nasty ex open parenthesis job close parenthesis is offering you. Point. A 2021 study by Matthew Killingsworth for the National Academy of Sciences found that happiness and money aren't as closely linked linked as we assume. Point. If your income is below $75,000, more money allows for more happiness in that it allows you greater greater access to basic necessities, which is essentially an improvement in your overall quality of life. Though the study also notes that making more than $70,000 can contribute to a person's well-being and feelings of happiness overall, that doesn't take into account your personal circumstances or your feelings of dread and trepidation around this bad job. The offer sounds tempting because the amount of money feels life changing, but in reality, what your old company open parenthesis that you hated close parenthesis is offering you is the illusion of an improved life replete with the traditional markers of success, 2 points, a title change, more responsibilities, and yeah, sure, here's some more money. That would be great if you hadn't been burned in the past. But not only did you have a terrible time at your old job, your colleagues who are still entrenched, there are also corroborating corroborating what you already know. 2 points, your previous employer hasn't changed. If you were to go back for this money, you'd be setting yourself up for the twin maladies of burnout and and professional misery. Point. The answer you seek is already in your hot little hand. Do not go back to this job because the money is never worth it. You are more valuable than that. I left a job that was making me miserable back in May for a much lower stress job and about 10% more money. Now my previous employer wants me back and is offering 50% more than I'm making now, as well as better benefits and a significant title bump. From talking to friends at my previous employer, it sounds like not much has changed. Is it worth going back to the stress for a fairly life-altering amount of money? They're all about that money. Congratulations, you've accomplished a Herculean feat. 2 points. In the middle of the global pandemic that was wreaked, wreaked havoc on everyone's corporate for and emotional state, you found a new job. Point. And you such successfully got got out of a situation that was clearly making you feel terrible. point and you managed to secure yourself a nice little salary bump. Take these flowers, put them in a nice vase, and then take a deep breath before considering this conundrum, which is nothing more than an entreaty from a desperate lover who's realized that they made a huge mistake and would do just about anything to get you back.